I'll do anything, I'll do whatever it takes to...
Hey, hi, what's up? It's Data here. Welcome to my channel. I make fun retells and commentary on K-dramas, movies, and whatever it is that shows on a screen. Today we're talking about a movie that everybody and their mama has seen, and I'm late to the party. I took my time with this one because I wanted to see what the hype was about. There's something about movies or shows that everyone is hyped about that kind of makes me like, ugh. But I finally got around to it and I understand. I've watched K-pop Demon Hunters twice. If whatever you want to watch has a trailer, start with the trailer. The trailer to K-pop Demon Hunters made me feel good. I want to look at the editors in the eye and be like, chef's kiss. Besides being a full-time editor, I really enjoy movies and videos that are sensory pleasing and comedically timed. Emphasis on the comedically timed. And one thing K-pop Demon Hunters does right is their use of comedic timing. It's very impressive. I love it. One thing you're going to notice throughout this movie is something very serious is happening right now. But then a second later, we are all laughing. How did we go from this to that? How? More things that I loved about this movie is their use of subliminal messaging. In this case, we're talking about patterns. This movie has a very interesting way of using patterns to show things like distinction, self-doubt, trauma. K-pop Demon Hunters is a musical fantasy that gives me the very big anime energy. Now, I'm saying this with my hand over my face because I don't want the anime fans to come for me. So the basic lore is, for hundreds of years, demons have tormented human beings and stolen their souls, channeling those souls to their demon king called Gwi-ma, which I will get into him in a little bit. Demon hunters are essentially a group of three women, again, women, tasked to keep the demons at bay, protect the humans. The first demon hunters did this by creating something called the honmun, which is a barrier that seals demons where demons supposed to be. They use the power of song to strengthen the honmun. It's happened so that every generation there is a group of three women that are chosen to do this particular job. And in 2025, we have our three stars, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, who are the best of friends and are a K-pop girl band, which if you are singing to kill demons and slice demons, you might as well be a K-pop band. Makes so much sense. Everything is going dandy and fine until men come into the picture and destroy everything. I should say demons, but again, tomato tomato. Overall, I should say K-pop Demon Hunters is a very interesting watch. If you like K-dramas and of course K-pop, you would enjoy this movie. But again, if you're just more interested in heavier conversations like identity, trauma, self-doubt, you would also really find this movie really interesting. But also, if you don't like spoilers, please go watch the movie, come back, and then we can talk about it because I'm about to spoil the fuck out of this movie. Grab a seat, show's on. We enter the movie at a K-pop concert. First off, I'm almost 30. I haven't been to a K-pop concert. I live in Nigeria. Korea is very far. There is a little fan cam action going around where, we're basically talking to the fans and the fans are telling us about their idols. Can I just say, I haven't seen this anywhere on the internet, but these girls give me Powerpuff Girls vibe. Think about it. Just think about it for a second. Let's start with my favorite Mira, the problem child of her family, as we are told. No nonsense, I will kill you, get the fuck away from me. That's kind of the energy that she gives me. I love her. Next up on the list, we've got Zoe. Zoe is the cute one. Don't be deceived by anybody that looks cute. They are insane. Finally on the list, we've got Rumi. Rumi is the nepo baby of the group. Pardon me, don't bite me. Her mom used to be a demon hunter. She was also part of a girl group called the Sunshine Sisters, but her mom died while Rumi was an infant. And so one of the other Sunshine Sisters, called Celine, raised Rumi basically as her own daughter. The movie centers around her and her identity. So yeah, she's the nepo baby of this group. Rumi is voiced by Arden Cho, love her. Mira is voiced by Mei Hong, and Zoe is voiced by Uji Young.
They totally need it, but we're gonna miss them so much.
The way this is going to be me at an 80s concert. So we're introduced to Bobby. Bobby is the girl's manager. He is funny, and he is voiced by Ken Jeong. If you don't know who Ken Jeong is, that's Ken Jeong. He's hilarious. The whole lineup of the entire show, magnifique. So Bobby realizes that his girls are not in the vicinity. They are in the air, going in the opposite direction. What are they doing? They are eating. They are chowing down on food. If you follow K-pop, You know that K-pop idols kind of have a very strange relationship with food. These girls can eat. It's my favorite part of this entire show. The girls are in the air. They get a call from Bobby, like, where the are you? The show is about to start. And they're like, the show? And he's like, yeah, you guys are live in like 3 minutes. And that's how they realize that they've been cornered by demons, because the entire crew is a crew of demons. The girls use songs to strengthen the honeymoon, and if they don't sing, they cannot strengthen the honeymoon. If you've seen this movie, you know just how epic the music and the fight scenes are. If I started yapping about just how epic those scenes are, this video will be over an hour long. So in the middle of kicking the demon's ass, they realize their plane is totaled, and so they jump off the plane and essentially control dive while beating up these fucking demons in the air. They control dive into the concert. There's demons falling from the sky. Now, I'm just spitballing here, but if I'm at a concert and a demon is falling from the sky, I'm out of there. But nobody seems to know that this is real life. It's a demon. The girls slay the demons, give a 10 out of 10 performance. Everyone is happy. They strengthen the honeymoon. Title sequence. We just started this show. We're like 9 minutes into this movie and the movie just started. Next, we enter Demon Land. One of the demons who just got their asses kicked comes back to tell their king Gwi-ma, which I'll be calling Gwi-mi for the rest of this show. We couldn't do anything about those girls. They are insane. We couldn't slay them. We couldn't kill them. We couldn't even hurt them. Not even a little. He already knows, and he's pissed. I don't like the fact that they didn't give him a physical body in this movie. They just made him a big ass fireball, and that was it for the whole movie. I'm still salty about it, but it's okay. The whole purpose of the honeymoon is to stop demons from coming and stealing souls. And if demons can't feed on humans, they're gonna starve. Essentially, he's been hungry for a long time. If I was hungry, I hadn't eaten for that long, I will be upset as well. And this is where we meet UNHINGED. UNHINGED is, should I say, the lead of a fictional boy band called the Saja Boys, who are essentially demons. How did we even get here? UNHINGED comes into the scene and, you know, very sexy, like floating with his pet tiger that is very, very creepy, comes into frame and tells Gwi-ma, like, listen to me, I can fucking help you. We need to have a boy band of our own. At first, Gwi-ma is very skeptical because the fuck you mean I should send a boy band? A boy band? Yeah, Gwi-ma girls like boy bands.
A demon boy band?
Apparently, UNHINGED is a self-serving piece of shit, and so Gwi-ma asks him, like, okay, so what do you want in return? Because I'm pretty sure this idea that you brought was not for free. And UNHINGED is like, well, he wants his past to be erased because he used to be human. He had a mom and a sister who he sold his soul to Gwi-ma to essentially help. Yeah. Look at this man. 75% of the reason I even watched this movie was finding out that he was voicing Junu's character. Do with that what you will. I don't know. Anyway, while they're discussing their honeymoon strategy, Rumi chokes up on her voice. And everyone is like, you need to rest. Rumi is like, no fucking goddamn way. She launches their new single. This means they start promoting that new single immediately. Mira and Zoe just started lounging, and now they have to get back to work. So they're obviously devastated.
No more relaxing time.
We are thrust through a montage of promotional videos and variety shows and interviews and fans and stuff like that. And they drop the bomb on us that our girl Rumi is a demon. Now, I wasn't expecting, in fact, I don't even know what I was expecting going in. I heard, oh, it's a show about demon hunters and demons. And I was like, okay, what next? Well, I was not expecting this. I was just there like, huh? Which kind of makes sense. Her mom used to be a demon hunter. Miss Sunshine's sister banged a demon. Girl, you were supposed to be working. The girls are rehearsing for a live dance performance. If you go on YouTube, K-pop idols usually do this live dance performance where they perform the song that they're promoting. And so during the rehearsal for that live dance performance, Rumi chokes on her voice again. You know, they thought it was stress. Well, she tries to sing again and chokes on her voice again. The notes are high, but she can hit them. So the fact that she's not hitting them is freaking out everybody. And so she excuses herself and goes to the dressing room and checks herself out. She realizes that the patterns are getting so much worse than she ever imagined. And now she's scared, she's confused. Now we find out that nobody actually knows that she's part demon, except for Celine. Celine has always taught her to hide her patterns. Because don't worry, all you have to do is seal the horn moon and you will no longer be part demon. I don't get it. If sealing the horn moon is supposed to keep all the demons in demon land, if she's part demon, is sealing the horn moon actually gonna do anything for her? Anyway, she runs out of the studio, ditches everybody. Her friends ditch everybody as well, leaving Bobby to figure everything out. They go back to their penthouse in the sky, which looks like Stark Tower, but I'm not even going to get into that. The girls are seated around the table having dinner, and the Mira and Zoe are trying to tell Rumi that it's okay.
We'll skip the Idol Awards this year, and no way. It's our most important show. It's when we strengthen the hormone for the entire year.
Which is why Gwi-ma is so fucking upset that the demons that he sends to kill the girls could not kill the girls, because if the girls are any close to sealing the horn moon, he's gonna be starving for the rest of his fucking life. And the girls are like, all right, fine, we're gonna have to look for an alternative. And they go to this doctor that Zoe found online, which in my opinion, is sketch. They walk into the clinic and they realize that he's like a celebrity doctor. He has like signatures of celebrities on his wall, which is not very uncommon in Korea, but he don't really look very trustworthy. The doctor is voiced by Kim Dae-hyun. If you don't know who Kim Dae-hyun is, that's Kim Dae-hyun. Anyway, Dr. Han is supposed to be a naturalist doctor, and he, gives the girls tonics for Rumi that is supposed to help her with her cough.
We got the tonics! Woo! We got the tonics! Yay!
As the girls are exiting Dr. Han's clinic, they bump into the Saja Boys. God. The Saja Boys are a five member. Are they five? Hold on. I'm gonna do a little bit of research just for a second. I was right. UNHINGED, romance, mystery, Abby, and baby. When I first saw the Saja Boys, before I even watched this movie, I was thinking these guys look like real K-pop idols. Actual K-pop idols. Literally my entire vision board. So essentially, Saja in Korean is lion, but there's nothing lion about these guys. And it got me thinking, and I realized Chosung Saja in Korean means Grim Reaper. So the Saja Boys is short for Chosung Saja. Okay, back to the video. The first time we're introduced to the first time we're introduced to the Saja Boys, they are dressed in something that looks like a Grim Reaper's outfit. The classic, or should I say the stereotypical black hat, black on black. If you've ever seen the Goblin, they're always in black. Yeah, but the traditional version of that. So, Saja Boys, Grim Reaper Boys makes so much sense because they steal your soul. Free Korean lesson for you. That would be $200. How much is that in Naira Fist? That would be 300k. UNHINGED, walking past Rumi, bumps her shoulder. This girl goes flying. She's finally on the ground, and UNHINGED turns to her, and he's like trying to reach out to her. And I'm thinking, oh my God, K-drama moment. This man has the audacity to be like,
Watch yourself.
So anyway, a crowd has formed. Everyone is intoxicated by the Saja Boys, including the girls, until they realize that the boys are demons because their skin starts to glisten in the sun. Why is your skin glistening in the sun? What is your skincare routine? Now the girls have gone from, oh my God, their song is catchy, to, oh my God, we gotta kill them. We see a montage of them preparing to kill the Saja Boys. They've got Saja Boys on their nails so that when they scratch at you, you can feel it. Zoe is waterboarding herself. She's insane. I told you. The girls are all kitted up and they go crash a variety show, or should I say a live interview of the Saja Boys, but these are demons. UNHINGED already sensed they were there from the moment they stepped in the vicinity.
We have extra special guests coming up.
What is he doing?
Please welcome Huntr!
And now it's a whole thing. After the interview, the girls and the boys slip away. More like the boys slip away and the girls follow them. Unfortunately, the boys lead them to a timterbang, which is a bathhouse. And this time, instead of a regular timterbang, they lead them to a male timterbang. So there's naked men everywhere.
Really follow us in here? I knew they would. That one's always looking at me.
I hate this guy so much. I hate him so much. The boys summon some water demons and now the girls are fighting. But Rumi has her eyes set and her sights set on UNHINGED.
You're strong.
No shit, Sherlock. And this is where UNHINGED finds out that Rumi is also part demon. He has an existential crisis right there. I'm gonna tell you that for free. Rumi's friends barge in. She's terrified because she's exposed. They don't know that she's a demon. And Jinu does the most K-drama male lead thing that I can think about. Sir, I would piss my pants in the Chimjerbang, and none of you would have told me that I was wrong. So after he shoves her aggressively away, we see that he has wrapped a little cloth around the part of her body that is exposed. And now she, in her flight, fright, and freeze, snaps out of that and helps her friends. Meanwhile, lead Saja is trying to convince himself that what he saw is normal and also trying to compute, but it's not working. He gets called back into hell by Gwi-ma, which there has to be a better means of transportation because that looks very painful. So there's a party in hell. The Saja boys are getting praised for their hard work. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard work. Gwi-ma and Jinu have a conversation, and Gwi-ma is like, he knows that Rumi is part demon, but he can't control her. And Mr. Lee Saja is like, don't worry, I got you. I got you. I just got to get through to her. And get through to her, he does. Rumi and the girls are back at their penthouse looking at the honeymoon that is looking very, something is wrong with the honeymoon. And they're there like, wow, we've never seen the honeymoon so bad. And Bobby comes in and he's like, oh my God, the Saja boys are like climbing the charts and everything. That is enough motivation for them to decide they must the Saja boys. And Rumi goes into her room and there is the tiger and the magpie. I'm going to read something off of the internet for you. In Korean folk art, the pairing of a magpie and a tiger represents a harmonious balance between power and good fortune. They are definitely creepy, but they're also very funny creatures. The magpie and the tiger show up at Rumi's door, balcony, and give her the message from Jinu that says to meet up.
Oh, meet you? I'm not gonna meet you.
She meets up with him, and he kind of does the whole sexy fine boy thing where he tries to talk to her and tells her he knows that she's a demon and he knows her secret and he knows that she hasn't told this secret to her friends and yada yada yada. He also tells her that Gwi-ma controls the demons through shame and fear, and that's how he controls him. He tells her his secret about his mom and his sister and how he tries to save them and blah 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 blah. I'm just like, girl, move. This is not why we're here. I thought you came here to kill somebody. That conversation ends, but you can tell that Rumi is stunned by everything that Jinu says. Basically, Jinu played therapist and Rumi started to think about her life. We see the girls trying to write the song. The song is not writing itself like it usually does. We cut to the fan signing. So the Huntrix are having a fan signing as a promotional thing for their new single, and the Saja boys show up and the whole fan signing splits in two. Rumi is not having any of that. She's like, no, if we're going to lose half of our fans, we might as well merge it. So she merges the Saja Boys and Huntrix. So it's no longer a Huntrix signing. It's a Huntrix / Saja Boy signing. Doesn't go well. Her team, her girls are pissed off. Fans are shipping them. A lot is going on. During that whole debacle, we find out that Jinu kind of does have a bit more humanity than the rest of his demon comrades. Tensions are high. The girls return to Stark Tower and Mira is upset. Why would Rumi bring demons into this fan signing? We don't like demons. What's going on? You've been acting off. There's something wrong. Tell us what is wrong.
I just can't shake this feeling that you're keeping something from me.
Meanwhile, Rumi and Jinu are still meeting up. She tells him the whole plan about how the Huntrix want to seal the honeymoon for good and, banish the demons forever. And in her head, she's like, if the demons are gone, maybe we'll both be free. Who told you that? Because in my own opinion, I feel like if you're part demon and you're banishing the demons, your part demonness is not just gonna go away. It's kind of like saying you're mixed race, for example, and then you just want to wipe one half of your mixed race nest. Is that English?
You could have picked somewhere nicer for a date.
Date? No, ew.
Oh, you're so old.
So Jinu asks Rumi what makes her think she can save him, and she's like, he made a mistake. That's why he's indebted to Gwi-ma. She is a mistake. She's been a mistake since she was born, and her only hope is stealing the honeymoon. That is so sad. That is so sad. It just makes me feel like, how far are you going? Are you willing to go, to get something you believe is the best thing for you? 2 seconds for this old lady that took one look at Jinu and just concluded, niggas trash. Anyway, the Idol Awards are a day away and the girls are practicing for the show when they start to fight again about the song.
Just these lyrics are throwing me off. I don't think they're right just yet.
Seriously? Now?
And that's not exactly what she thinks is gonna help to seal the honeymoon, communicate with her fans, and defeat Gwi-ma at the same time. So they're having this argument and they sense that there's a demon attack about to go down. These girls are on the train fighting. Mira is like, girl, if you're with us, show us. All these things that you're doing, I don't get it. And during the fight, Rumi, again, her defenses are breaking. She gets hit or kicked out the fight by a demon. Luckily, Mira was able to help. But unfortunately, everyone in the train is gone because souls are being sucked on a daily basis. And if there's the demon in sight, souls are going to get lost. Mira is pissed. She's like, what is going on with you? We are so close. And you're having your whole existential crisis and everything. What is the problem? You're not telling anyone. Rumi and Jinu meet up again. They start to sing. One thing about this movie, the songs are epic. They're singing, they're floating, they're holding hands, they really connect with each other. And when they're done singing, Jinu realizes that he can't hear Gwi-ma in his ear, and Rumi realizes that throughout this entire singing, her voice did not crack. Not once. You needed therapy. You needed therapy. The one time you find someone who knows who you are and is not technically judging you for it, you feel a lot better.
Rumi, wait, I can't wait to see you on that stage tomorrow.
Anyway, after Jinu is like, oh my god, I must help you seal the honeymoon, and the two disperse, he's sucked back into hell. And Gwi-ma is like, fuck you, who do you think you are? You think you can defy me? I own you.
If you really thought you could escape, you would have told her the truth.
So apparently, contrary to what Jinu told Rumi, he actually abandoned his mother and little sister in the trenches, in the mud, in the dust, for fame and fortune. Trash. Rumi gets back home. She apologizes to her girls. They do a little tete-a-tete.
Maybe go to the bathhouse together?
What?
You mean the women's bathhouse? Not the men's?
I will fight for a spa day with you.
They're kind of on equal footing now because they agree that the song is just not right. They decide to perform Golden, which, in my opinion, so now it's the Idol Awards. We are at the stadium. Everyone is screaming. The fans are going hard. Everyone is happy. The Saja Boys are supposed to go up first, but the Saja Boys are nowhere to be seen. The girls are told that the Saja Boys are not going up first because the Saja Boys are fighting. And I'm here thinking, oh my god, Jinu, go Jinu, go Jinu. Go Jinu. The girls go on stage, they're performing Golden. We are seeing small gold in the honeymoon. Part of the routine is as they're performing Golden, Rumi's gonna have a solo. Rumi's voice is the strongest of the group. She has a whole solo to herself and the girls are going to go off stage. While Mira and Zoe are off stage, they see Bobby being whisked away by two random niggas. They're supposed to be back on stage in less than a minute, right? But they run after their manager because they love the guy. I love him too. But at the end of the road, they see Bobby watching Rumi on a full TV. Meanwhile, Bobby, who was just dragged away, is also here. So who are these guys? Bobby and the two people that dragged him away turn into demons. And Mira and Zoe are like, oh shit, Rumi is in trouble. They look at the big screen. They see themselves on stage. What? Who are those bitches? And I'm just in my seat like, the stage goes black. Rumi is like, what the fuck? When the lights come on, Zoe and Mira are back, but they're performing Takedown. Takedown is a song that all three of them are fighting about that was too harsh and too harsh and too hateful to take down Gwi-ma to close the honeymoon, right? Meanwhile, the fake Mira and Zoe are doing their thing on stage, tearing off Rumi's dress in order to like expose her patterns and like get everybody to see her, humiliate her. It's kind of giving Cinderella can go to the ball. That's what it's giving to me. Meanwhile, the real girls, Mira and Zoe, get on stage just in time to see all the patterns, everything, and they're like, oh, what the fuck? Rumi is so confused, so frustrated, so embarrassed. She runs off stage and bumps into Zoe and Mira, the real ones. And that's when she clocks that, oh, you guys are not actually out to kill me. But then she realizes that the girls are backing away from her, which understandably, they're like, you're a demon. How are you a demon? You're a demon hunter. This thing does not happen in real life. And Rumi is like, she and Ginu were trying to make things work. And Mira is like, wait a second. You were talking to Ginu? The Ginu is a demon. Ginu is a demon.
No, no, no! I was using him to fix all this, to fix me.
There we go. So, sorry. It was so sad because the more she was trying to explain, the worse everything was getting. The girls end up, drawing their weapon on her and she runs away. She's looking for Ginu because why the fuck did you double cross me, bitch? And she goes up to Ginu to confront him, and in the most bored, I don't give a fuck about you monotone voice ever, he's like,
It was all a lie. I just needed you to trust me.
you're just a coward. The more they're arguing, the more Rumi's demon voice is coming out. Ginu shuns her. He's gone. She starts to walk away. The honeymoon is disintegrating. Mira and Zoe are watching the honeymoon disintegrate in front of their eyes. Everyone at the concert is stunned because the Huntrix just had a blowout fight on stage. The Saja Boys won all the awards. Bobby is devastated, so much so that he starts to hear Gwi-ma in his ear. In fact, everyone within a mile radius of that stadium is hearing Gwi-ma in their ear, is kind of like hypnotizing them, and they're all now turning to go to Namsan Tower. And this is the location that the Saja Boys are going to do the final performance. This final performance is where all the souls are going to be channeled to Gwi-ma. And Rumi is nowhere to be found. Where is she?
Rumi?
The second cause of all her problems. She's trying to explain to Celine that this is not how things are supposed to go. Can you kill me? Can you kill me? Celine is like, no. You just have to cover up. You have to, don't let your patterns show. You have to close the honeymoon. The exact same advice that Celine has been giving her even before things went to shit. Celine is still stuck on that advice.
Look at me! Why can't you look at me?
Which makes me believe she kind of is afraid of Rumi. So she's been doing damage control. Rumi has had enough. She's like, bitch, I'm trying to tell you this shit isn't working. You can see that things have escalated. Help me. Help me. Celine, nothing. Rumi gives up and fucking vanishes. Rumi did not used to vanish. The final song that the Saja Boys perform is Your Idol. And this is a song that they're going to use to end to Gwi-ma. They're dressed in their actual outfits and they look great. They look amazing. Gwi-ma is there like, yes, when is it my turn to chop? Rumi pops in and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she's about to add flame to this already burning furnace. But no, she's there like, yeah, I'm a demon now. I can't do anything about that, so I might as well kick your ass. So she starts to sing, and thankfully her friends hear her voice and they wake up. And everyone around them slowly is waking up, and Gwi-ma is like, bitch, shut up. Starts to send demons her way. He unleashes the entire hell of demons onto Rumi. The song is nice. Like, as I'm talking to you, I'm having like goosebumps. I don't know if I can show you my goosebumps, but love the song. The girls are performing the song while slicing up demons, harmonizing while slicing demons. Our boy Ginu is just standing there like dumbfounded. One, because she showed up regardless. Second, because she's doing a pretty good job on her own as well. Gwi-ma is pissed off at Rumi, like, shut the fuck up, you're ruining my feast, throws a fireball at her, which she blocks as the queen that she is. And then at some point she realizes our boy Ginu has thrown himself in front of the huge fireball and is beginning to disintegrate. They killed our boy Ginu. They killed Ginu out of this movie.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to set you free.
You did. You gave me my soul back. And now I give it to you.
I'm not sure how to feel. Yeah, so now Rumi is energized by the soul of her would-have-been boyfriend. Together, in the name of friendship and acceptance and self-actualization, what's the word? Self-acceptance, destroy Gwi-ma. The sky turns to blue again. Everyone is singing. The honeymoon is restored. Life is good. We cut to Rumi, the way she looks now and the way she looked with her patterns, different.
Now, I feel like we got a nice little break.
Yeah, I definitely feel recharged.
So it's kind of like a message on self-acceptance and how that changes your worldview. Love it. So, my final thoughts on this movie. How you see yourself would affect your perception. I really like the idea of that and the way it was executed in the film. I was looking out for so many points of the movie where I would be like, okay, so what's the point of this scene? I felt skeptical about the Dr. Han part of the show, the inclusion of Dr. Han in this entire thing. And I was like, he didn't spend so long on scene. Why was he even included? But then I realized that if they hadn't gone to Dr. Han's, they would have never bumped into the Saja Boys until probably later. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you, she finds out that the tonics that she got from Dr. Han were just like grape juice with Dr. Han's picture on the pack. A lot of details in this movie were thought out properly. Nothing felt too overwhelming or too underwhelming. And I really appreciate the angle they came from for the love interest. I'm not saying I like that Jinu was consumed by fire, but he is 400 years old. Even if he stopped being a demon, he would be dead. Another thing I've come to, I do not like Celine. I don't blame Celine for her viewpoint on the world because apparently demon hunters are taught to, put the world above themselves essentially. And she passed that down to Rumi. Yeah, I don't like her. I don't like her character at all. This movie will be a 9 out of 10 for me if they gave Gwi-ma's character a physical form. But this movie is an 8.5 out of 10 for me just for that. Would I recommend this movie? Yes. Would I recommend to watch it again? Yes. And if you've already seen the film, are you team Huntrix or are you team Saja Boys? I am team That's it for the movie. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, share, comment, leave your favorite parts of this film in the comment section. Let me know which other K-dramas, movies, shows you would like me to retell next. And I'll see you next time. Bye.